Imagine standing at the edge of a vast, untamed forest. The trees sway gently, whispering secrets of a world within you. A world where the shadows of your past meet the infinite potential of your future. What if the key to unlocking that potential lies not in the stars above, but in the uncharted depths of your own mind? Carl Jung, the sage of the psyche, and Dr. Jung Dispenza, the pioneer of neuroscience, invite you to step into this forest, to explore the hidden corners of your soul and the intricate wiring of your brain. Together, their teachings form a map, a blueprint for discovering who you truly are and what you are capable of becoming. The journey begins with a question: who are you beneath the masks you wear? Jung believed that within each of us lies a universe, a vast inner cosmos filled with archetypes, ancient patterns of thought and behavior that shape our lives. These archetypes, like the hero, the shadow, or the wise old man, are the building blocks of your psyche, inherited from the collective unconscious of humanity. They are the stories you live by, often without knowing it. Dispenza, on the other hand, approaches this question through the lens of science. He teaches that your brain is not a fixed machine, but a malleable masterpiece, capable of rewiring itself to create new patterns of thought, new habits, and even a new reality. Together, Jung and Dispenza offer a profound truth. To change your life, you must first understand the forces shaping your mind and then harness them to create something new. Let's begin with Jung's concept of the shadow. The shadow is the part of you that you hide, not just from others, but from yourself. It's the anger you suppress, the fears you deny, the desires you push away. Jung once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." Think about that for a moment. How many times have you felt trapped by circumstances, as if life is happening to you? Consider Sarah, a woman who grew up in a small town, always told she wasn't smart enough to chase her dreams. For years, she worked a job she hated, feeling powerless. But deep within her was a shadow, a suppressed ambition, a yearning to create. When she began exploring Jung's teachings, she realized her sense of inadequacy wasn't fate. It was a story her unconscious mind had accepted. By facing her shadow, she started to rewrite that story, enrolling in night classes and eventually launching her own business. The shadow, Jung teaches us, is not your enemy. It's a guide pointing you toward the parts of yourself you've yet to embrace. Now let's bring in Dispenza's perspective. While Jung explores the depths of the psyche, Dispenza asks, what happens in your brain when you confront these hidden parts of yourself? Neuroscience tells us that your thoughts are not just fleeting ideas. They are electrical and chemical events that shape the very structure of your brain. Dispenza explains, neurons that fire together wire together. Every time you think a thought, feel an emotion, or repeat a behavior, you strengthen neural pathways in your brain. For Sarah, every time she told herself, "I'm not good enough," she was reinforcing a neural network that kept her stuck. But Dispenza's work shows that you can break this cycle. By consciously choosing new thoughts like, "I am capable of growth," and pairing them with elevated emotions like gratitude or excitement, you can rewire your brain, creating new pathways that align with the life you want to live. Let's pause to consider the implications. Jung's depth psychology reveals the stories buried in your unconscious, while Dispenza's neuroscience gives you the tools to rewrite them. Together, they form a powerful synergy, the art of understanding your inner world and the science of transforming it. But this isn't just theory. It's a practice, a journey that requires courage. Think about James, a man in his 40s who struggled with anxiety for decades. He felt like a prisoner of his own mind, haunted by fears he couldn't name. Through Jung's work, he began to explore his dreams, noticing recurring symbols: a dark cave, a locked door. These, he learned, were messages from his unconscious, pointing to unresolved trauma. At the same time, he practiced Dispenza's meditations, focusing on feelings of calm and safety to rewire his brain's stress response. Over time, James not only reduced his anxiety, but also discovered a passion for writing, turning his pain into poetry that inspired others. His story shows us that transformation is not a straight line. It is a dance between the depths of the psyche and the mechanics of the mind. Now let's dive deeper into Jung's concept of individuation, the process of becoming your true self. Jung believed that life is not about fitting into society's mold, but about discovering your unique purpose. He wrote, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." This journey is not easy. It requires facing the parts of yourself you've ignored, integrating the light and the dark, the conscious and the unconscious. For Jung, this is the path to wholeness. Consider Maria, a single mother who spent years putting everyone else's needs before her own. She felt disconnected, as if she'd lost herself. Through Jung's teachings, she began journaling her dreams and reflecting on her archetypes, the mother, the martyr, the seeker. She realized she'd been living someone else's story, not her own. By embracing her seeker archetype, she started painting again, a passion she'd abandoned in her youth. Her canvases became a mirror of her soul, vibrant and alive. Dispenza complements this with his focus on the quantum field, the idea that your thoughts and emotions don't just stay in your head. They ripple out into the world, attracting experiences that match their frequency. He says, you have to feel the feeling of your future before it happens. This is where the science of neuroplasticity meets the mystery of intention. Dispenza's research shows that when you visualize a new version of yourself with clarity and emotion, you prime your brain to act as if that future is already real. Maria, inspired by Dispenza, began meditating daily, imagining herself as a confident artist, feeling the joy of creating. Over months, her brain rewired, her confidence grew, and opportunities appeared. A local gallery showcased her work, and she began teaching art classes. The quantum field Dispenza teaches is not magic. It's the science of aligning your inner state with the life you want to create. Let's build toward a climax, a moment where these ideas converge to ignite something within you. Picture yourself standing at a crossroads. One path leads back to the familiar, the habits, fears, and stories that have defined you. The other path is uncharted, a trail blazed by the courage to face your shadow, to rewire your mind, to become who you were meant to be. Jung reminds us that the unconscious is not a prison, it's a treasure chest, filled with insights waiting to be claimed. Dispenza shows us that your brain is not your destiny, it's a canvas, ready for new strokes of possibility. Together they ask, will you choose to stay where you are, or will you step into the unknown, trusting that the universe is conspiring in your favor? This is the turning point, the moment where transformation begins. Think of David, a man who lost his job during a recession and fell into despair. He felt like a failure, trapped in a cycle of self-doubt. Through Jung's teachings, he explored his dreams, finding symbols of rebirth, a phoenix, a rising sun. He realized his despair was not the end, but a call to reinvent himself. Inspired by Dispenza, he began meditating, visualizing a new career in coaching, feeling the pride of helping others. Day by day, his brain rewired, his confidence grew, and he took action, enrolling in a coaching program, networking, and launching his own practice. Today, David helps others find their purpose, a living testament to the power of combining Jung's depth psychology with Dispenza's neuroscience. This is the climax of the journey, not a single moment, but a shift in consciousness, a decision to become the hero of your own story. Now, let's explore how these ideas apply to everyday life. Jung's archetypes are not abstract concepts. They show up in the choices you make, the relationships you build, the dreams you chase or abandon. Take the hero archetype, the part of you that rises to challenges. When you face a fear, like speaking in public or starting a new venture, you're embodying the hero. Dispenza's work amplifies this by teaching you how to sustain that courage. His meditations help you focus on the feeling of success before it happens, rewiring your brain to make bravery a habit. Consider Lisa, a shy student who dreamed of becoming a motivational speaker. By working with Jung's archetypes, she embraced her inner hero, confronting her fear of judgment. Through Dispenza's techniques, she visualized herself on stage, feeling the confidence of inspiring others. Today, she speaks to thousands, her voice a beacon of hope. Jung also speaks of the anima and animus, the feminine and masculine energies within us all. Balancing these energies is key to wholeness. For men, embracing the anima means cultivating empathy and creativity. For women, the animus brings assertiveness and logic. Dispenza's neuroscience supports this by showing how emotional balance strengthens neural networks associated with resilience. Think of Alex, a corporate executive who felt unfulfilled despite his success. Through Jung's work, he connected with his anima, rediscovering his love for music. Using Dispenza's meditations, he rewired his brain to prioritize joy over ambition, eventually leaving his job to teach music to underprivileged children. His life became a symphony of purpose, blending the intuitive and the rational. As we move forward, let's consider the role of synchronicity, Jung's term for meaningful coincidences that seem to defy explanation. Have you ever met someone at just the right moment or stumbled upon an opportunity that felt destined? Jung believed these moments are the universe speaking to you, guiding you toward your purpose. Dispenza adds a scientific layer. When you align your thoughts and emotions with your goals, you become a magnet for opportunities. He calls this tuning into the quantum field. Take Rachel, who dreamed of writing a novel but doubted her talent. Through Jung's teachings, she saw her recurring dreams of a lighthouse as a symbol of guidance. Using Dispenza's methods, she visualized herself as a published author, feeling the pride of holding her book. One day, she randomly met an editor at a coffee shop, leading to her first publishing deal. Synchronicity, Jung would say, is the universe winking at you. Dispenza would add that you can invite those winks by aligning your mind with your vision. Now, let's address the obstacles. Transformation is not a straight path. It's a spiral filled with setbacks and doubts. Jung warns that the shadow can resist change, manifesting as self-sabotage or fear. Dispenza's research shows that old neural pathways don't vanish easily. They fight to survive. But here's the beauty. Every moment of struggle is an opportunity to grow. When you feel resistance, Jung would ask, what is your unconscious trying to tell you? Dispenza would add, how can you rewire your brain to choose differently? Consider Mark, who battled addiction for years. Through Jung's work, he faced his shadow, the shame that fueled his habits. Through Dispenza's meditations, he rewired his brain to associate joy with sobriety. Today, he's 5 years sober, running a support group for others. His story reminds us that the path to transformation is not about perfection. It's about persistence. As we near the end, let's reflect on the collective unconscious. Jung's idea that we're all connected to a shared reservoir of human experience. Your journey is not just yours, it's part of a larger tapestry. When you heal the world. Dispenza echoes this, teaching that your elevated emotions, love, gratitude, joy, create ripples in the quantum field, influencing others. Think of Emma, a teacher who felt burned out. By exploring Jung's archetypes, she connected with her inner wise woman, finding strength in her purpose. Using Dispenza's techniques, she meditated on gratitude, rewiring her brain to find joy in her work. Her renewed passion inspired her students, who began to dream bigger. One person's transformation can spark a chain reaction. So where does this leave you? Jung and Dispenza offer a profound invitation to dive into the depths of your psyche and harness the power of your brain to create a life of meaning. Jung's depth psychology teaches you to listen to the whispers of your soul, the archetypes, the dreams, the synchronicities. Dispenza's neuroscience gives you the tools to act on those whispers, to rewire your mind and align with your highest potential. Together, they remind you that you are not a victim of your past or a prisoner of your thoughts. You are a creator, a weaver of stories, a sculptor of your own reality. As you stand at the edge of that forest, the path ahead is yours to choose. Will you stay on the shore, tethered by old stories? Or will you step into the unknown, guided by the wisdom of your unconscious and the science of your mind? The journey is not easy, but it is yours. Jung once said, "I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become." Dispenza adds, "Change your mind, and you change your life." Together, they hand you the keys to your own transformation. If this message has stirred something within you, write in the comments, "I am the architect of my destiny." Share your story, like this video, and subscribe to join a community of seekers, dreamers, and creators. The universe is waiting for you to step into your power. Will you answer the call?